Hello, I'm Katie McKinnon, Director of Engagement for Energy Alberta and the Peace River Nuclear Power Project. This presentation will provide an overview of the proposed project, including a description, timeline, where we are in the process, and how you can get involved. Energy Alberta would like to respectfully acknowledge that the proposed project is on the traditional lands of the Treaty 8 First Nations. This region, including the Peace River area, has been home to the Denizah, Cree, Denita, and Métis peoples for generations. We honor and recognize their deep connection to this land, water, and sky, as well as their enduring stewardship and contributions to these territories. Energy Alberta is proposing to build a nuclear power generating station in the Peace River area of northern Alberta. The facility would make a significant contribution to Alberta's grid, representing up to 25% of the province's existing electricity generation. We are committed to engaging thoughtfully and responsibly with local communities and Indigenous nations and others who have an interest in our project to help build a sustainable future for Alberta together. The Peace River region offers suitable land and access to necessary water resources for cooling, ideal for a nuclear facility. After extensive preliminary research and consideration, two options are being considered north of the town of Peace River, one on the east side of the river, the other on the west. Nuclear energy offers a low carbon emission source of electricity, ensuring a reliable supply and stable pricing. By leveraging this technology, we can create a made-in-Alberta energy solution to secure long-term energy stability while advancing both our environmental and economic objectives. Canada's nuclear industry is an economic engine, offering high-paying jobs to skilled workers and generating significant revenue for all levels of government. Facilities such as these are also economic enablers for broad-based industrial growth, from oil sands decarbonization to advanced manufacturing and AI data centers. The economic benefits of a multi-reactor nuclear project, similar in size to what is being proposed in Peace River, have been estimated to include thousands of jobs across Canada, including direct jobs, as well as indirect and induced jobs. What could this mean for this region during active construction and operations? Early estimates of construction and commissioning are for a peak workforce of up to 5,000, with a long-term operations workforce of between 2,000 and 3,000, including indirect contractors. The Peace River Nuclear Power Project is subject to one of the most comprehensive regulatory processes in Canada. This process spans more than a decade, from preparation to operation, and includes an impact assessment carried out jointly by the Impact Assessment Agency of Canada and the Canadian Nuclear Safety Commission. The Canadian Nuclear Safety Commission is the life cycle regulator, supported by various federal and provincial agencies. The use of nuclear power in clean energy production is tightly regulated and monitored to ensure the highest standards of public and environmental safety. For the Peace River Nuclear Power Project, additional permits and authorizations may be required from other federal, provincial, or municipal governments. In Canada, the Nuclear Waste Management Organization is responsible for the long-term management of used fuel. The Peace River Nuclear Power Project is currently in the planning stages of the regulatory process. From now through 2028, we will be undergoing the impact assessment and working to obtain necessary licenses to get us to construction. We expect to begin construction of the first 2 reactor units in 2029, with the first unit expected to be in operation by 2035. Energy Alberta is committed to engaging with the public and Indigenous nations and communities throughout the life of the project. We are currently in the planning phase of the impact assessment process, which is where we gather input from the public and Indigenous nations and communities into the scope of the studies and assessments. Following the completion of the planning phase, Energy Alberta will undertake a number of studies which will include topics such as workforce hosting, environment, human health impacts, safety, and emergency management, all with Indigenous knowledge woven throughout. The results of the studies and engagement will be incorporated into an impact statement, which will be submitted by Energy Alberta to the Impact Assessment Agency of Canada, triggering the commencement of the decision-making phase of the regulatory process. Engaging at every stage is critical for making a stronger project. In addition to proponent-hosted opportunities and communications, public and Indigenous input is a critical part of the Impact Assessment Agency of Canada's process. Energy Alberta is committed to building meaningful, mutually beneficial relationships with Indigenous nations and communities, guided by respect, dignity, and a shared commitment to advancing reconciliation. To fulfill this commitment, we are steered by principles outlined in our Indigenous Relations Policy, which is available in full on our website. Energy Alberta's vision is to diversify Alberta's energy portfolio by providing safe, secure, and clean energy for Albertans while creating high-quality jobs and economic opportunities. We encourage you to learn more and remain involved. Sign up for our newsletter or register your interest in working with us. Whether you have an Indigenous, local, or regional business, or are looking for updates on the project or employment opportunities, stay connected by visiting www.energyalberta.com.